something happened on Wednesday night's Wheel of Fortune. Maybe you saw it, and it has sparked a very interesting conversation. In this day and age, especially with everything that happened with the Me Too movement, are certain off-color jokes appropriate or not, especially if they're sexual in nature? Take a look at what went down between Pat Sajak and Vanna White and see if you think this was inappropriate.
Are you an opera buff at all?
Yes, I'm not a buff, but I like opera.
Have you ever watched opera in the buff? I'm just curious.
No.
I'm just.
You heard like a mixed reaction in the audience. Lindsay, go.
So they banter on the show in the credits. That's what they do at the end of the show. And Pat Sajak has been an advocate for Vanna White over the years, saying that he wouldn't do the show without her since like 1981. Make sure she's getting paid well. Like, this is like his partner in crime. And so this joke, one goes in the grandpa category because he is 75 years old. So you get a pass to say whatever you want, I feel like, at a certain age. And then two, he
Wasn't
literally
Trump like 78?
Okay, but outside of Trump, the conversation, where is that?
Okay.
And then two, I didn't even know what buff meant. I had to go look up what in the buff meant. And so I can't be the only one. I was literally like, why is this offensive? I'm so lost. And so, like, I don't even, like, the fact that you have to Google an offense, then it's just, come on,
But
man.
clearly
like,
the audience knew, Tori, what they were saying.
To me, I listened a lot, and the audience, I think, some of them groaned because it was cringy, I think. Some of them groaned because that was just a really corny joke, like buff to the buff, and I think that was. I'm wondering, and I had a long talk with Sharon, our technical director, about this. I don't know if the people who watch Wheel of Fortune would be that offended by the words in the buff. Is it the new millennials putting their lens on this, which is what Sharon said, that I thought was interesting, because I don't think in the buff is really offensive to almost anyone, but the very specific, like, Me Too, hashtag Me Too.
No. It's not that it's offensive, the idea of in the buff. That word is kind of ridiculous. Who cares? It's the concept of
malarkey.
Yeah, like malarkey. Like, you couldn't be like, you use the M word. Like, it's not a thing. But at the same time, it is offensive when you do say, just the idea of, we banter on the show. We banter when the credits are rolling. I would never make a comment about you being nude at any point, even jokingly, if it wasn't in the context like, oh, you guys got a new pool, or you and your husband going to take a skinny dip. But I would never be like,
yeah, but that's
or just you.
I know, but if the buff and buff was the thing. Like, that's the word. He didn't say you going to watch this naked. He didn't say that. That's what we would have really been cringing.
He
said buff. But to me, I didn't even know what that meant.
Yes, but now you do. It means naked.
And it doesn't offend me still, even less so. I'm like, what was that? That was like a corny joke. And I think the audience is more like if Tori has a bad joke, same thing I do to her.
You don't have to come over.
I love Tori, but you know,
I think it's the microscope that bothers me, because I see where you're coming from now, 1,000%. But I also see where you guys are coming from. So why can't it just kind of be like, that was a little off color, move on? But no, we have to, people are calling for his retirement.
I know.
People are calling for a
insane.
cancellation.
That's ridiculous. Like, you can just be disciplined in the head office and keep it moving. I'm not saying.
So you want him to start the next show apologizing for the buff joke?
No,
that what you like?
Don't. I would
what do
say,
you want him to do?
I don't need anything from Pat Sajak. He's already given me so much, Lindsay. My grandmother's in the kitchen watching Wheel of Fortune my whole life. So I don't want him to lose his job. I don't want him to be canceled. But I do think it's a lesson that we can all take, that, like, hey, there are some jokes in the workplace about the coworkers being naked that are not going to fly with everybody.
The lesson for me is, let's pretend like we don't make inappropriate jokes at home with our friends, and let's let Pat Sajak not do it on TV, because this grandpa obviously does it with her behind the scenes, but we're going to pretend like they live their lives PG.
That's all work
That's the lesson.
Pretending. It's a different personality here.
After that many years on the same show, you can't make an inappropriate joke with your friend.
Not when the cameras are going. When the red light goes on.
So buff is where you draw the line.
Nakedness. Co-workers cannot be in the same vicinity.
I think very quickly you're saying,
final thought.
It's not offensive, it's inappropriate. That's what I think you're saying.
And I wish everybody could
just get that. Yeah.
And
yeah.
Tori maybe
so
used the phrase inappropriate,
nowadays.
which I don't like, but you're right.
All right, thanks.
Oh, man.
I don't like saying things are inappropriate.